Okay, here we go for Ji Fung channel with Captain Roy.
Hi.
Captain Roy, Ji Fung. Yes?
Hi,
Can you tell us about your first voyage?
The first voyage? The first voyage I did in Ji Fung was actually with the previous captain, Mark Keenall. So I went as a kind of supernumerary, and I slept in the back cabin there. There was three of us.
Yes.
There, wasn't it? Well, over the rudder in the back, yeah. And we went down to the Philippines, and it was an overseas diploma course. And down there to the usual places of San Fernando and Bolinao. And then we came back to Hong Kong, and Mark left, and I took over. And I think at that stage we had one more voyage to the Philippines again before we started the summer season on local waters.
All right, and then we fast all the way forward to your last voyage.
The last voyage, that was in Hong Kong waters for sure. It was in September, I think, in 2000, and that was just before the ship was withdrawn from service. So it was a very sad occasion.
It was for many people.
Yeah, very sad.
So with all those years on Ji Fung, yes, what are some of your nicest memories?
Oh, some of the nicest memories, so many memories. I'm 68 years old now, and I went to sea when I was 18, so sort of 50 years associated with ships in one way or another. And Ji Fung really was the highlight of my career, I can say, in all honesty, looking back, because it was one of the most challenging jobs that I've had at sea. And the responsibility of looking after, as we were talking about tonight, 36 other people's sons and daughters suddenly dawned on me after I had taken on the job. So there were many, many memories that I can think of there as we were talking today. It all starts coming back, you know, the grey matter, starting to think about things. But the voyages to the Philippines I always enjoyed because it was very exhilarating sailing in the northeast monsoon, as you will recall.
Yeah.
You know, 2 or 3 days down there, and we came out of Hong Kong during the winter time, so it was nice and sunny and got warmer as we went down there. And the remote places that we went to in Bolinao to do the expeditions, things I enjoyed those. It was something quite different. I think the variety with Ji Fung was great because it was nice to go down to the Philippines and then come back and spend the summer around the Hong Kong waters when you had the kids courses and the different aspects that brought along with it as well.
So with all the responsibility, yes, how about any scary moments?
Scary moments, I guess. A number of the highlights for many of the trainees, I think, on each of the courses, particularly for the children's courses, when we used to sail through the harbour.
Yep.
And today we went out on the Star Ferry and we did a harbour cruise on there, and I was surprised just how quiet it seemed to be on the water, because my memory of coming through there, when we came through the anchorages there were all the cargo ships working, all the lighters were going alongside, all the tugs in the area, and then all those ships that were running to and from China bringing cargo. It was a madhouse for bringing a sailing ship through the harbour. So in the early days I find that quite terrifying to be doing that, but a great challenge, another outward bound challenge for me personally. So that was one. I guess when we had the typhoons coming through at the beginning and the end of the overseas season, you were always a little bit close to when the typhoons were starting and coming through. So we had some very heavy weather trips back from the Philippines when you were trying to get away from typhoons that were coming in from the Pacific. So those would have been my most scary moments, I suppose. Yeah.
What would you say after so many years, the one thing you miss?
On Ji Fung?
Yes.
Paul Wong's buns that he used to make on the last day of the overseas diploma course. Do you remember those?
Definitely.
Baked fresh in the morning on the last day of the course, when you've been up all night and then you've been through the harbour and you get a nice bun at the end of it.
Everybody up on the yacht.
I never forget those.
yeah. All right. Last thing is, you have any words for alumni Ji Fung students?
I suppose I would like to say that I hope your experience on Ji Fung was a good one, and that you can still remember your time on Ji Fung even today. For me, it's already 20, 30 years ago, but I can still remember so many of those days on board the ship. And for me, the whole experience of being captain on Ji Fung was a great privilege. I always felt privileged to be a foreigner in that position, doing that work. And it was a tremendous outward bound course for me in terms of my career, the challenges that I had. And I hope that has been the same for those trainees that I had the privilege of sailing with.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yep.